Hey guys, quick video today. I am working on my 72-hour emergency kit. Some of you who may have read my blog know that I was involved in a natural disaster in 2013. My family lived in Moore, Oklahoma, and an F5 tornado missed our house by 6/16 of a mile. Even though I had just given a presentation on disaster preparedness for a women's group locally, we ended up leaving our house in front of the storm. I didn't have even my driver's license with me when we left, and my kids had on no shoes. So even though I knew to be prepared, I wasn't prepared, and I'm trying to work harder now to make sure that I am for the future. So I have a few picky eaters, and I'm a picky eater. So putting protein in our 72-hour kit is sometimes a challenge because my kids and my husband are not big fans of canned fish. So a lot of those great 72-hour kits have a lot of tuna, which I love, but no one else in my family does. And also, I'm kind of sensitive to peanut butter. So even though I can throw some peanut butter items in for the kids, that's not always a great source of protein for me. So even though having a good amount of calories is important for your 72-hour kit, also making sure those calories count and you have good sources of protein, those are really important goals as well. So don't forget that. So I'm going to share with you today a few things that I picked up from some local stores that might be creative protein sources for you and your family if you kind of have the anti-tuna, anti-peanut butter mindset that we kind of have. So the first thing, this is sun butter. It is great. It's a seed butter, I guess, not really a nut butter because sunflower seeds aren't nuts. It's delicious and it doesn't require refrigeration. That's one thing that I found to kind of be tricky with alternative nut butters is that some of them do require refrigeration after opening. This one doesn't, and it is soy free. So if you have a sensitivity to soy, this is a great alternative to peanut butter for you. It goes great on crackers and even fresh fruit if you have that handy, which may not have available in a disaster situation. So anyway, sun butter is a great source of protein. For 2 tablespoons, it has 7 grams of protein, which is great. And 2 tablespoons also has about 200 calories. So I picked this up at Walmart. You find it more in the Walmarts that are close to natural food stores. I find there are certain areas of our city where the Walmart is located close to, like, say, maybe a Fresh Market or a Whole Foods or something, and they have more kind of alternative foods that you can find there for a great price. Also, my kids really like these. Of course, this is a sweet treat, but it has protein. These are Lenny and Larry's Complete Cookie. It has 16 grams of protein. They like the Snickerdoodle one. I think there's also a chocolate chip and maybe a few other flavors. I will tell you that this has wheat gluten as part of the protein source. So if you're sensitive to that, it can kind of make you a little sluggish. I wouldn't put a ton of these in your 72-hour kit, but they're definitely a good resource for, just another way to add some protein in there. The protein blend is pea protein, brown rice protein, and wheat gluten. It also has some oat fiber in there, so there's some other nutritional value that's helpful in a time where your food sources are kind of limited. So, also kind of along the nut butter line, these are Wild Friends Protein Plus. And they come in a few different flavors. I picked up the chocolate peanut butter for the kiddos and my wonderful husband. And for me, I have the vanilla almond butter. The almond butter has a little less protein than the peanut. The peanut butter pack has 12 grams of protein. They beef up the regular protein counts of nut butters by adding whey protein. So it does change the texture a little bit. So you definitely want to knead these up before you spread them on whatever goodies you've got in your pack, crackers or whatnot. But again, just another creative way to kind of add additional protein if you don't have canned meats in your 72-hour kit. Also, just along the nut line, Target, I found these kind of great, you know, they're a splurge. They're not, a lot of these things are kind of pricey for your 72-hour kit. But, you know, if you kind of watch your budget in other areas of your kit, you might be able to splurge for something like this. This one, the roasted chickpeas, also have peanuts in them. There's 8 grams of protein and 190 calories in this one pack. So it's kind of a good source of protein and calories. This one, cinnamon spice apples and almonds. There's only 150 calories. The almonds have a little less protein. There's only 4 grams of protein in this pack with the addition of the dried apples, but 150 calories, so good calorie source for your kit. Also, if you're putting in some crackers, you might consider, you know, checking out the protein counts of like a nut thin or something like that compared to just, you know, your regular saltine. You might find that the nut crackers have a higher protein count, maybe even better fiber than some of the wheat crackers. Also, last but not least, we love these. Actually, I used to throw these in, you know, like my computer bags for conferences and things, these Go Picnic snack boxes. These come in all kinds of different flavors and different meats, and they even have, I think, a sun butter one. And they have, this one here has 410 calories and 12 grams of protein. This is the salami and cheese. It's so good. This one is not gluten-free. It does have wheat crackers in it. There's a turkey pepperoni flavor that I believe has gluten-free crackers inside of it if you need something that's gluten-free. It has, the turkey pepperoni one, I think has a little less calories, but it does have 14 grams of protein versus the 12 in the salami kit. So check these out. I think they even have some breakfast boxes too. These are shelf stable. You'll want to check, obviously, the best if used by dates on these. Sometimes they don't go too far out like some other shelf stable items, but we don't mind that because we can rotate it pretty quickly out of our kit because we enjoy them just for picnics and things like that. So definitely check these out if you have some anti-tuna folks in your camp too. Overall, you know, I just want to encourage you guys to be prepared. I have been in the circumstance where I wasn't. I was very fortunate that my family was actually part of the first response team. So we had access to a lot of emergency supplies pretty quickly, even though we were unprepared. It's possible that if we were in a similar circumstance in the future, we wouldn't be so fortunate. So getting some things together for hurricanes, natural disasters, or even, you know, something happens and your paycheck doesn't get deposited at the right time. You know, there are all kinds of things that can kind of tie up our food sources, and just being prepared allows us to be available and accessible to other people and find creative ways to serve them in a difficult time. So hope this is helpful. If you have any other protein sources that your family enjoys that maybe might not be canned meats or canned tuna, canned chicken and all of that, or just the average peanut butter jar, comment below so we can find out if some of those might be helpful for our families as well. All right, take care.